Well, hello there, ladies and gents. I'm Tammy Sapmuski, your crypto queen. Thank you so much for popping by my channel. Please know that this is not financial advice. I'm only here to entertain you and to remind you to only buy on those red candles. Okay, well, the market had a little bit of what we would call a dead cat bounce today, right? Everything came up like 10, 15, 20. I saw some projects even bounce up 30% today. People were happy. They're like, could this be the beginning of a nice reversal for us? And unfortunately, I just don't think it is, guys. I think we're going to continue to see a very bad bleed when it comes to some of the bigger projects like Bitcoin, for instance. Bitcoin is just, what can I say about Bitcoin? To just give you the down unfortunate truth about Bitcoin, it's old technology, right? So when people think about Bitcoin, they think, hey, Bitcoin is a stored asset, which is true, right? It has stored value, which is very true. But don't forget, crypto in general is about technology, and Bitcoin is very old technology. Yes, thank you, Maddie. Everyone hit that like button if you don't mind. Bitcoin was made like, I think Satoshi Nakamoto, right? The notorious Satoshi started coding this back in 2008. Nobody even really knows who this guy is. If in fact it is a guy, it could be a girl, we don't know. But it started to be deployed in 2009. What technology are you rocking today that you were rocking back in 2009? Are you carrying around a digital camera? Chances are no. Chances are you're taking pictures with your phone, right? This is the same kind of technology that we have here in Bitcoin. It's just old technology. Everything needs to change. Everything needs to evolve. And unfortunately, Bitcoin can't. Nobody knows where Satoshi Nakamoto is. He's moved on, was the last thing he said. I've moved on from Bitcoin. And now you have Bitcoin, the all-time high was like 69,000. And now it's trickled down past 20,000. That's bad news. You have a lot of people, Michael Saylor, he's probably the biggest Bitcoin maxi that there is. Of course, his company is very famous, MicroStrategy. Let me move my phone. What's up, everybody? Hobbs, welcome to the show. It's just not good, you guys. I mean, the truth of the matter is, last week I said we could see Ethereum back at 500, and we could see Bitcoin come all the way down to 11,000. When you have these big, huge maxis, the Bitcoin maxis, that freaking leveraged themselves at the $65,000 mark, what do you think is going to happen? So their margin calls are going to come in. They're going to get liquidated. And it's not just Michael Saylor. It's a lot of people who bought Bitcoin at the very top, because you had a lot of these top influencers saying, hey, we could have Bitcoin going to 100,000, 500,000 somewhere down the road. So they leveraged themselves to get into Bitcoin and other bigger projects. And now look at it, right? You have to take into consideration the economy in general. The economy is such a complete and utter mess. And we're at just the very beginning. We're not technically in a recession. To be in a quote unquote real recession, you have to have 2 consistent quarters of negative GDP growth. We don't have that yet. We are going to have that, though. We could even go into depression. Now, where's the difference between cryptocurrency and the regular stock market? The Fed is not coming to bail out the cryptocurrency market. They're going to bail out the stock market because a lot of people have their 401ks invested in that. They have every aspiration in the world to protect the stock market. We don't have that with DeFi. No one's coming to save us. We're a ship at sea, all alone, all by ourselves. When you look at the stock market crash of 2020, you ask people about, what did you think about the stock market crash of 2020? What's up, guys? Thank you very much for dropping on by. What's up, Waddy? Um, People will say, "Wait, what? What stock market crash of 2020? What are you talking about? There was no stock market crash of 2020. It happened so fast, nobody even realized that it happened. In fact, yes, there was a stock market crash in 2020, but do you know what happened? The Fed came in to save the stock market. So remember when they were doling out the checks to everybody? It was the starting of, the lockdowns, and everybody was getting some stimmy checks. They threw a huge position into the stock market. Trillions of dollars were purchased. And of course, all of that money had to be printed by the Fed to throw into the stock market to stabilize it. And then after that, you saw it. Man, the stock market was pumping. Even though we were in the midst of the pandemic, everything was down. The stock market was continuing to pump. Now we don't have the stimulus checks in there, right? There's no more checks coming out. And we're not going to have the government bail out DeFi the way that it bailed out the stock market. So when it comes to cryptocurrency, we are a ship at sea. No one's coming to save us. Don't be crazy and don't leverage yourself to get into these projects, these coins, these tokens that you think down the road could have a big upside. And, down the road they could. But what happens when you start to get liquidated? What happens when your margin call comes up and they're like, hey, man, you know what? You've gone down so far. You have to start paying off your loans. You're going to be in big trouble. Now, maybe Michael Saylor has a few extra million where he does. Well, I'm sure he doesn't have to worry about that, right? But the average person doesn't have that fallback. So you just need to be very, very careful, is what I'm saying. So I think Bitcoin, everybody was talking about a $20,000 support area for Bitcoin. No. In fact, there was no support there at 20,000 because it just went right through 20,000, right? Bounced off somewhere in the 17,000 area. That's crazy. So where is it going to go next? You see a lot of people saying 12,000, 13,000. I'm thinking 11,000. I think we could see Bitcoin back at 11,000. So you need to think about what it is that you're doing. Not that I own a full Bitcoin. I don't. Of course, like the average investor, I have like small portions of Bitcoin, fractional shares of Bitcoin, probably like you. Am I buying here? Nope. Nope, it's only going to come down further. When we see the bear market, it's just starting. This is the very, very beginning of it. So please be very careful whenever you're buying dips. This is not the bottom. It's always smart to buy dips, but it's smart to do it in smaller portions. Months ago, was it months ago? I'm like, guys, this is crazy, right? The market is just continuing to bleed out and go down and down and down. When it comes to buying dips, let's just, let's start to pump the brakes a little bit. Let's not go crazy because the chances are it's going to get much worse. And how do people not see it? There's people that don't see it because maybe number one, they're not going to the grocery market. Maybe their wife does it, or they're just out of touch for whatever reason. But you have to see it when you go to fill up your gas tank at the gas station. You have to see these rising fuel costs. Now, a lot of that has to do with Russia's war in Ukraine and how that's thrown everything into a tizzy. People have boycotted Russian oil, which means gasoline. They don't want to buy it. So now you have a finite amount of resources to obtain that from to make the gasoline, right? It's just a mess. Even though the United States is at record levels for producing our own gas and oil, we're not doing anything with bringing down the gas prices. It's a problem. So just be prepared. Now's a good time to get yourself a Tesla or some other electric vehicle. My brother had a Prius and some dude hit him and he can't even afford The car was totaled. He can't even afford to buy back the very same car, even though the insurance company gave him $6,000 for that car, which he only bought for, I think it was like $2,500 a couple of years ago. Today, that same car is now worth 10,000 and he can't afford to buy it back. And he was only spending like 15 bucks a week on gas, and he travels from Pennsylvania to New Jersey every single day for his job. And now he's having to fill up his tank with gasoline. He doesn't have the electric vehicle anymore. It's gone. That stinks, right, guys? Sherry's in the house. Welcome, Sherry. David Johnson, Arturo is in the house. BTFA, Neville NFTs tonight. Sweet. Nice, nice. Oh, you guys. And of course, Celsius, what's to be said about Celsius? It's just not a good situation with Celsius. They were supposed to have an AMA a couple of nights ago. Now, this AMA had been scheduled for a long time, and at the 11th hour, they were supposed to have the AMA. At the 11th hour, they sent a tweet out and they're like, we're not going to do the AMA. People were sitting around waiting with bated breath to hear the AMA because all they want to know about is, hey, man, how are you going to save me? I've put all of my money onto your platform. And now it's basic. Is it gone? Like, tell me what's happening, what's going on. So an hour ago, we did receive a tweet from Alex Mashinsky, who is the CEO. And, the StreamYards just stinks anymore. You used to be able to share screens, bounce through different screens, and now you're not able to do that. I have to share a screen. Then if I'm done with the screen, I got to dump the screen. Then if I want to go to another one, I got to dump that one, get back on that one. It's crazy. So let me see. This is the memo that we received. Oh, I just saw a super chat come through. So let me say thank you, Crypto Lotta Group, for the $20 bomb. Of course, this is the gentleman, Eugene, that I had on the channel. Actually, I think it was like 2 weeks ago. His token is Crypto Lotto Group, and you buy his cryptocurrency, and he goes out and he buys all of the best lottery tickets, Cash for Life, Mega Millions, Powerball. And if you happen to be a holder of that token, whatever they win, you get to divvy up, which I think is really cool. If you're interested in the lottery, that's a good project for you to get into and look into. Follow him on Twitter, or if you want to check out the AMA that I did with Eugene a couple of weeks ago, you can go into my videos and check it out. So let's see what Alex Mashinsky from Celsius has to say. Now, bear in mind, people have a lot of money locked into Celsius. They've taken loans out against their own cryptocurrency, which is what you're supposed to do. You don't want to sell your cryptocurrency. You want to borrow against it. This way you have cash to actively use and store your crypto. So when we think of people like Ben from BitBoy, I can't remember the name of the channel, but his name is Ben. He has $3 million over there. Now, he has enough money in his account to pay off his loan. But what they're saying to people, hey, you can't use the money that's in your account in Celsius to pay off your loan. If you want to pay off your loan and not get liquidated, you have to send us new money. You can't use the money that's here. You need to send new money. So what does that mean? The chances are they're liquidated. There's just no money there to be used. Even though your account spreadsheet might say you have $3 million present, it's probably gone. Okay, we are writing with a very important message for our community. Due to extreme market conditions today, we are announcing that Celsius is pausing all withdrawals, swap, and transfers between accounts. We are taking this action today to put Celsius in a better position to honor over time its withdrawal obligations. Wait a minute, did I hit the wrong tweet? Because he just, unless he, no, he did something an hour ago. Let me see. Here it is. I pulled up the wrong one. Hold on a second. Now I got to dump that one out. Now I got to go back to StreamYard and do the share again. This is unbelievable. I don't know what the heck is going on with, okay. Here we go. Now let me just get rid of my face for a second here. Clear Cryptos is saying there was a pension fund from Quebec that was heavily invested. That is so freaking sad, right? Whenever you see people that are involved with, they've worked so hard their whole lives and that's their pension fund and now it's gone. How freaking sad is that? Okay, it has been 1 week since we paused withdrawals, swaps, and transfers. We want our community to know that our objective continues to be stabilizing our liquidity and operations. This process will take time. As has been a priority since our company's inception, we maintain an open dialogue with regulators and officials. We plan to continue working with regulators and officials regarding this pause and our company's determination to find a resolution. We are pausing our Twitter spaces and AMAs to focus on navigating these unprecedented challenges and seeking to fulfill our responsibilities to our community. Acting in the interest of our community remains our priority, and we will continue to work around the clock. We are grateful for your continued support. Celsius. That is BS, right? So, the one thing that you always want to hear is that they're staying in communication with you. Nobody ever wants to hear silence. Never. I remember when, I first started to move out on my own and I was a young woman and my grandmother, who was just a wealth of knowledge, very smart woman, said to me, if there's ever a time, Tammy, where you can't pay a bill, the thing you need to do is pick up your phone and call whoever it is that you owe money to, whether it's a landlord, whether it's your phone, electricity. Call them up and tell them what's going on with your situation. They're going to listen to you. If you stay in communication with them and tell them your situation, and okay, I don't have it this week, but I get paid next week, I'll pay the bill then. She's like, they'll never turn you into a credit report, but you have to stay in constant communication with them. Silence makes them nervous. And silence is when you start getting turned into the credit unions, and that's going to affect your credit score. Be vocal, let them know what's going on. So now that I see this, they're pausing everything. They're even pausing Twitter. How benign can you be with Twitter, right? You just put out a little one sentence message and you blast it off. Something, just a little something, a little bit of comfort goes a long way with your investors. They're going to start to lose, well, they've already lost credibility, let's be honest, but they're further going to lose what little shred of credibility they have left if they're not staying in communications with their investors. There's people that have tons and tons of money sitting on that platform that's, let's be honest, it's gone. Before they started to pause withdrawals, we found out from an insider that they were already sending assets off of their platform. Okay, well, let's send 50,000 Ethereum over here and let's send some wrap Bitcoin over here and, let's send some ADA over here. Like, why? Why would you do that? That's not even yours. It's your holders, right? Potentially. Why would you be taking it off the platform? I don't think it's a good idea that they're staying silent. I think it was a huge mistake for them to decide to not do the AMA, no matter what it is. Even if, okay, your feelings are going to get hurt, your investors are going to be upset, they're going to probably yell at you, be unpleasant, but you've lost a lot of money. Like, you should be able to take it, right? Alex Mashinsky, right up to the day, right up to the day that they paused withdrawals and transfers, he was saying anything negative that you're hearing about Celsius is FUD, period. Nothing you're hearing is true. It's all FUD. Now they knew probably months in advance that they were going to be underwater if the market didn't correct itself, if it didn't have a quick V-shaped recovery, that they were indeed going to be in a lot of trouble. So he strung everybody along, and don't think they're not going to do an investigation here because, Celsius, is a centralized platform. It's not DeFi. They have some answering to do. Clear Crypto says, your grandma's advice is very wise. She was a very wise woman. That woman, I tell you, my grandmother, she was amazing. She lived through the Depression. She had just, there was nothing that she didn't know. If ever I wanted advice, my grandma was the woman to get it from. She was just amazing. No, BitBoy, okay, so the thing with BitBoy, he did send people to Celsius. But that's because he had his money on Celsius. It was a great platform. They offered really great yields, which is not something you can do natively with Bitcoin, right? Like you can't stake Bitcoin on Bitcoin. You have to take your token and stake it somewhere else because Bitcoin is proof of work. It's not proof of stake. There's not much you can do with Bitcoin, by the way. Like I was saying before, it's very old technology. It's from 2009. There's not really been that many updates to it. It's been hacked a couple of times. There's been a few inflation bugs. It's just not great. It's going to get left behind. Even Ethereum. Ethereum is much better than Bitcoin, and Ethereum is going to 2.0 because technology changes and you have to constantly evolve with it. Bitcoin is stagnant. Bitcoin is only ever going to be Bitcoin. Bitcoin was designed to be peer-to-peer digital cash, and it never really functioned that way. Transactions were too expensive, too slow. Most of them failed. Like was never really good. And as time continues to march on, it's only going to get, longer in the tooth, more faulty. And for those people that are Bitcoin miners, they know this to be true because they have to buy special hardware to even be a Bitcoin miner. And it's very expensive. And you never really make what it is that you've spent. Right. And that's according to Richard Hart. He was a big, huge Bitcoin miner. And he's like, now it's not even worth it. By the time you're done paying for the hardware, you're not making the Bitcoin back that you spent on the hardware. Okay, so getting back to Ben from BitBoy Crypto, he did send a lot of people over to Celsius because he trusted it as a platform. He saw great yields himself. It was run by Alex Mashinsky that he was in regular conversation with. He felt like it was, a great platform. So now they went, pausing everything, can't withdraw anything. He's like beside himself. He's like, I'm so upset. And not just because I have my $3 million parked on there that is probably gone, but I've sent a lot of you to that platform. So he definitely is shook. He's very bothered about this situation, and not because he's losing money, but because he feels like, a lot of people trusted him and they took his advice to go over and park their assets over on the Celsius network. And now they're basically gone. So he's very upset. He's encouraging people to be involved. He's going to start a class action lawsuit. If you have assets that are anywhere from, I think it's $25,000 or less, he's encouraging people to immediately go to small claims court because this way you can get the ball rolling. And the chances are they're going to have to pay you, right? Like get that ball going, try to get the money out of there if you can. But yes, he was very upset about it. So no, I wouldn't say that he's a scammer. I really don't. I enjoy his channel. I enjoy his show. I love that guy who sits there and plays the piano and reads the charts. It's interesting. They have a very interesting group of guys over there on that channel. So I do really like him. Hobbs is here. Hobbs doesn't usually come by my channel. So it's an honor to have you here tonight, Hobbs. David Johnson is in the house. ETH will go to 2.0 eventually. Yep. Eventually, we'll get the two chains together. And, but until then, like this is one of the problems with Celsius, right? They invested 288,000 Ethereum, not $288,000, 288,000 Ethereum locked up in a contract to begin to be a validator for staking in Ethereum 2.0. It's locked there. You can't get it. And of course, Celsius, we know they had the Badger DAO hack issue. Like there was a lot of exploits that, should they have seen it coming? Who knows? But it is what it is. Basically, those people are totally screwed. And of course, now there's just so many problems with algorithmic stable coins. It's an issue. Here we see now there's a problem with the stablecoin off of Tron, USD, losing its peg from the dollar. As a matter of fact, I think did it drop down to 93 cents? Like, it is unbelievable that you just cannot trust an algorithmic stable coin. We see time and time again, they're exploited, and the exploit is usually done by a larger entity looking to do arbitrage. You cannot trust any of these stable coins. So if you have any USD, I'm telling you right now, well, no, because this is not financial advice, okay? I'm just saying, if I had it, I would unload it so fast your head would spin. My mom always used to say that. That's going to happen so fast your head's going to spin. Maddie B, they can claim Chapter 11 and get court protections. This will happen. Totally. Totally. That's why they hired those attorneys. Like, they hired the top tier restructuring attorneys. Whenever you see a restructuring attorney, you know what it is. They're restructuring to protect their asses. They're not restructuring to protect their holders. Let's just face it, like the money's gone. Whatever it is you parked there, it's gone. Totally, totally gone. You know what? I just don't even know what's up with Dex tools. It's just been so bad. So no, that's unless the stable coin is actually pegged to the dollar, I don't trust it. I don't trust algorithmic stable coins. I don't. I don't I don't even think I'd like to trust the what's up, Artsy? Artsy, I don't know what it is with Artsy. He loves typing out my last name, and you do a very good job. I mean, that's impressive. That's actually how you spell it. Well done, my friend. Um, yeah, no. Oh, Wadi says, in USDC, I trust no other. I wouldn't even trust a stable coin that's pegged to other crypto assets, right? So there might be a stable coin, and to back that, they have a bunch of Ethereum to back it. Well, but now look at the price of Ethereum. Unless it's pegged to, and not that I'm saying that the dollar is always going to be stable, but as long as there's, supposedly a physical dollar in a vault somewhere to back it up, it's always going to be an issue, unfortunately. Dare I talk about token A? I really don't want to talk about token A, but I feel like Maddie's saying art must be Polish too. Yeah, it's rare when people can actually spell out those long Polish names. Hobbs. So where do you keep your holdings? Cash? Oh, wait, this is a very personal question. Do you mean well, I definitely stable coined up. Like, I unloaded my Ethereum into stable coins. I have it yeah, in USDC, and I over on the Binance, I have BUSD. That's the stable coin for Binance. Is that what you mean for, or do you mean like my money, my cash? Listen, my father is a big advocate for people to buy silver, right? He's like, this, precious gems, metals, things that will always hold their value. That's probably where you need to start investing in. Because I've told you many, many times, my dad is a big conspiracy theorist. Like, he believes everything. And he definitely is like, are you buying silver? Are you buying silver? I'm like, "No, well, I have some, like, I got jewelry and, like, I bought some pieces of silver, but, I'm not a freaking treasure chest filled with silver anywhere. Look, I'm not a pirate, you know? Peter says, I keep my money buried in my backyard. Oh, then you are a pirate. Hmm. Or a Viking, right? Pirates and Vikings, they bury their treasures. The stablecoin losing its peg is USD, the Tron stablecoin. That's depegged, depegging. I think it's down to 93 cents. I'm trying to find because Dex Tools, but you know what? It's my computer. I'm sure it's not Dex Tools. I'm sure it's my computer. I need to just bite the bullet and get a better laptop, but I don't want to spend the money, right? Like, and I think that's one of the big issues with the market. People see what's happening and they just don't want to spend money on stuff. And when the consumership becomes stagnant, that's just going to bring down things even further. Like people need to get out there and spend money, but in hard times like this, people don't want to. I don't want to go out and spend $2,000 on a laptop, even though this one's janky. I can sort of get away with it. Like I'd rather not spend the money on that. I just rather wouldn't. The queen keeps cash her cash stuffed in a mattress. Hey, you know what? That is a very Polish thing to do. The Polish people are really big on keeping cash stashed around their house, but very I shouldn't tell this story, but I will. It's embarrassing actually. Uh one of my family members from back in the day, this is like, turn of not last century, but the century before, kept money all rolled up, like in a big, huge roll, and put it up in the attic. And you're not gonna believe what happened. Mice ate it. Mice went in there and chewed it up and made a nice bedding for itself with the wad of money. So, here, in case you are thinking about doing that yourself, to protect your money, you need to put it in a vessel, like a glass jar. That was a very expensive lesson for that person to learn, but at least they spread the word to the family so they didn't have to learn the same lesson the hard way. David Johnson says, I have a bunch of silver too. That's in addition to stocks and crypto. That is good. That is good. And like I said, you know what? The stock market, they're always going to be protected. The government has every incentive to protect the stock market because it's a direct reflection on the health of our very republic, right? Of our financial system. They have every aspiration to keep that looking good and healthy. Like I said, we had a stock market crash in 2020. You ask people about the stock market crash of 2020, and they don't even freaking realize it happened. They're like, what? There was no stock market crash in 2020. I only ever remember the stock market was going crazy. It was going up. It was like up a couple hundred points every day. Like it was thriving. But yeah, that's because the Fed printed trillions of dollars worth of money to throw at the stock market. But people don't know that, right? The only thing that gets hammered home is that you got a stimulus check. They were sending stimulus checks to you, the average person, because of you. Now we have all of this money added to our deficit and this, and it's because of you. And these people that needed the stimmy check and unemployed, they don't like to tell you that they gave the millionaires and the billionaires the great majority of the stimulus money. You'd never know that, would you? No. This is why you can never watch the news and believe anything that you see or hear. You should always do your own independent research because you're never going to get the truth from them. They don't really want you to know anything. And I'm not talking about any one particular news channel because they're all BS. It doesn't matter which news channel you're watching. They have an agenda. They're getting paid by people for commercial space. So they're there to protect their advertisers, right? That's the only their bottom line is money. Like our bottom line is money. We're here doing our grind, doing whatever we want to do to make money, right? We have to work our jobs. Yeah, they kind of stink, but you have to work them to make your money. All of these other things, they're doing the same exact thing to make money. The funny thing is, I don't know if you guys know, on Fox News, there's this guy called Tucker Carlson. And Tucker Carlson is forever, crying about liberalism and the problems with America and homosexuals and, transgender people. They're the real issues in America. And he made this whole documentary about how male testosterone in the body has dropped so significantly that it's disgusting. And what he thinks you should do, and this is no lie, he made a documentary on it. It's right there. You could watch the documentary. The answer to what you need to do is to stick your junk in a box and let red rays hit it, a little red light on it, and that's going to increase the testosterone flow through your junk and get your T levels back up, and you can be more manly because they're here to feminize you. They're looking to feminize you. It's the liberal agenda is to feminize you. What? Like the answer is to stick your junk in a red box with a red light? What he's not saying is, and it's very true, by the way, the levels of testosterone have dropped in men. It's very true. But the answer is to not stick your junk in a red box. The answer is, let's find out why this is happening. Oh, could it be that, all of the different food companies are putting stuff like hormones into the food, and that's what's bringing down the testosterone levels? Oh, but he doesn't want you to know that. And you know why? Tucker Carlson is one of the heirs to the Swanson Foods. Guy's a billionaire. He's a billionaire. When it comes to, messing up the food supply and sticking stuff in there, they need to pump so many preservatives into it to make it last a super long amount of time. They have to put all that stuff that is going to have a long-term effect on your body. He's one of them, right? Like they never tell you. They just tell you, okay, our T levels are dropping and it's because of liberalism. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's because the food supply. You tell people this and they're like, Tucker Carlson's a billionaire? Like they're shocked. They don't know. Oh, but he's just a regular guy. But that guy used to run around with a bow tie. Remember that? Not a lot of people do. Tucker is inbred. I think he's anything but inbred. Oh, although, those rich people back, like the royalty people, they were always big on marrying cousins. So you might be right. Maddie says, no answer is to get on hormone replacement. That's dangerous too, though. Hormone replacement therapy can be dangerous as well. Like when women go through menopause, they say, okay, well, you need to get on, hormone replacement therapy, but it's very dangerous. Like I'll never go on it because, I looked up to my mother and my grandmother and my aunt, and none of them ever did any hormone stuff. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to do it either. I'm just going to wither away into the little old lady that I'm just naturally meant to be. And it is what it is. David Johnson with this long message. David, wait a second. David Johnson. So you're saying I don't need to lose weight? I just need to put my junk in a box? Yep. I was once told to put my junk in a box, but she had a whip and chain. Ouch. Wait, too much info? That's hilarious. Yep. If that's what Master told you to do, then you know what you got to do. My testo is still high. Work out high intensity. Eat your organic good macro sources. Get enough sleep and volt. Volt, baby, volt. Simon, welcome to the channel. We are in the middle of a transition to a new financial system. So any thoughts? Yeah. I think that what Simon's saying is absolutely true. What nobody wants to talk about, what nobody wants to say is that we need a complete reset on the system. It's funny, Simon, I was just watching something today where a person said the only way that we're going to be able to fix the republic, the economy, and get it back to what it was actually ever meant to be, the way to truly fix it is to set the interest levels to 20%. Now that's going to hurt. That's going to bust chops. People are going to be in a lot of pain for a long time. But inevitably, what he says, that's going to correct itself, and we can get back to where we need to be. But you know what? No president is going to want to do that. No president is going to want to say, you know what? I will take the hit. You know, even though it's best for the country, I will take the hit because it's going to be done under my administration. And let's actually fix this nonsense. Let's get it done and done. You know, no more of this intense borrowing, no more of living beyond our means, no more. We need to get back to being on a budget, and we live within that budget. How did it get so out of hand? Why? Well, I mean, I know why it got out of hand, but it's unbelievable how far it's come. So there is an absolute chance that, you know, our American dollar is it's already devalued, but like there's a chance that it can be even more so devalued. And we have to have, and I'm not talking about like it's going to be painful for like a year or two. I'm talking about Great Depression levels of hurt. Like we all need to get back to the simple life and figure it out. We don't need a new refrigerator every 2 years. We don't need a new phone every 6 months or a year. We don't need it. I have an iPhone XR. I think I've had this for like 3 years. I don't like stuff. Like I need a new laptop. I don't even want to get it because I don't like stuff, right? Like I'm not out buying clothes and purses and you know, I haven't bought a new car and I can't tell you how long. I drive around a 2010 because I don't care about stuff. Stuff is gone. It's the people in your life that actually matter. But no president, Maddie B says the Great Reset. No president is going to have the cojones to stand up and actually do it. Oh, wow. Just looked up Tucker and Swanson connection. Pretty nuts. Would have never thought. Oh, really? Yeah, it's funny how Tucker Carlson gets on his show and he portends to be a regular average Joe like you. You'd never know that he was a trust fund baby that's worth billions of dollars. Because when he says, you know, the economy's hurting, I understand. No, he doesn't. He doesn't understand anything. These people that were born into multi-million-dollar families, and by the way, good for them. If their father or whoever worked their asses off to build that generational wealth, I love that. I love hearing stories about that. I am happy for people like that. It's the people that take that great fortune. They don't say it was given to me. They act like they earned it, you know, like I know a lot of you are Trump fans, but like President Trump, the guy's father was a billionaire and he makes like he built everything. The father was constantly getting him out of trouble, bailing his casinos out, giving him money all the time, like always bailing him out. This guy's never gotten into an issue that his daddy didn't fix for him. That's why when he lost the election, they practically had to drag him out of there kicking and screaming because he's never heard the word no before. He's never heard that. If, in fact, you're a lucky individual and you were born with, you know, blessings upon you and your family because somebody else worked hard, I think the worst thing to do is pretend like you made it and it's all yours and you wave it in people's faces and tell them they're losers because they're not rich. Don't do that. Oh, that's so disgusting. You know, oh, it's just disgusting. What's up, DNA Dimensions? Welcome so much for coming by my channel. Oh, and guys, look it. Let me pause this. Mute it. One thing I did spend money on was a new microphone because my other microphone I thought was broken, and it turns out it wasn't the microphone. It was the actual audio interface. So I spent $400 on a microphone. See, I'm just as guilty too, right? $400, but it's the top of the line microphone. It's the Shure SM7B. It's the same microphone that Joe Rogan has. Teddy Ganja has one. I was like, Teddy, you got to get this microphone, man. Phones have gone down in workmanship quality, making you have to replace them 2 to 3 years. Uh, um, well, I get my but you know what, Peter? Let's say that's true. I think they intentionally make things disposable so that you have to go out and buy them. But Peter, the average person is not like you and I. They're not holding their phone 2 to 3 years. They're getting new phones like 6 months every year. My friend has a thing where she's like, every year she gets the newest phone. Bump, bump. I'm like, what are you doing on that phone that you need a new one? All she does is take pictures and send texts. Like, I don't even think she's on Twitter or does any of that stuff. She just wants it. She just wants it. And I'm like, you're crazy, Simon. World Economic Forum is making statements. Klaus is a spooky soul. Klaus, spooky soul. That mic is sexy. Thank you. Clear Cryptos, they stopped updating phone software after a few years, forcing you to upgrade. Very true. Very true. Back in the day, you used to be able to buy something that was American made and it lasts you not just for years, for generations. When my grandmother passed away, we had this old GE fan that she had had since the 40s. The entire thing was metal and it just kept working. Just that thing, just even if you wanted to kill it, it wouldn't die. And that was American made. We don't have that anymore. Nothing's made here in the United States anymore. And it's such a shame because when the supply chain broke down in 2020, there was a real huge opportunity there to get everything back here into the States. Okay, you know what? We're going to start investing in infrastructure here in the United States. We want to bring manufacturing back to the United States. All right. Hey, we're low on bottles. Bottles was a huge issue. Couldn't get bottles. I'm in the skincare industry. It was a problem to get a bottle and a cap because it was all being used by like the hand sanitizer companies. Couldn't find anything. Okay, we're going to, all these companies could start, making the stuff that we were missing. But it was a missed opportunity. Didn't get done. Nothing happened. So what happens? The supply chain continues to be broken to this day. Still can't get stuff in at the ports. It's just sitting out there, rotting away in the ships. What a missed opportunity, I'm telling you. The biggest problem is, and I've said it last week, the biggest issue is that people like the CEOs are beholden to the stockholder. You're constantly chasing that, okay, we got to get our stock price up, up, up. And what's the best way to do it? To export the jobs, to import things that are made in China. Hey, get it made over there for 20 cents because, we don't want to pay the American worker a living wage and have it made over here for 80 cents. And if you do that a couple of million times over, you've saved X amount of money, but it all winds up trickling down because then if you're not hiring an American worker, that worker then doesn't have money to buy your product. It's only a matter of time before all of this starts to unravel, like Simon said, the happening. It's all going to happen. There's going to have to be a massive reboot. And where are you going to be if that happens? Are you positioning yourself for like worst case scenario? Are you, buying food and storing it somewhere and water? I'm not. Should I have like 50 gallons of water stuck somewhere? I guess maybe I should have like some kind of fallout shelter type of thing, but I don't, right? Good thing is I live in the country. So if I wanted to go grow something, I could. If I needed water, I got a river down there. I know how to, I actually know how to purify water. Like if I wanted to take water out of a stream, I would know how to do that. It would take a long time to filter through, but I know how to actually do that. So, yep, the big happening. What is up? Keith is in the house. Keith is from CoinViewCap. And of course, I love CoinViewCap. He's going to be updating his website and the app and everything. When are the updates coming through, Keith? Sherry, I always love Sherry. Maddie B says, Rem, the old Nokia. Oop, I just lost it. That thing was a tank. Nation rising, a bunch of whales came together to pump the market, and that's all. It'll all be gone soon. Famine is coming. Like, nation rising could be absolutely right. Because when you think about it, and here's another thing, I don't want to distress anybody. Food's not made here anymore. Like, the great thing that's really grown here in the United States is corn. That's why you have all of these foods filled with hydrogenated oils. That's all derived from corn. Happened back in the 70s. Farmers were having issues, and Nixon came up with this thing. Okay, we're going to pay you to grow corn, you know, corn. So that's why everybody's growing corn. There's only so many use cases for corn. People need to just start growing regular food. But the problem is, farms aren't family owned anymore. They're owned by corporations, and they're looking to get every last little red cent out of the land that they possibly can. They're cutting corners. They're using harmful chemicals that are bad for the animals, bad for the food, bad for the land. Like, everything in general is just coming to a point where you're like, I hate to I don't mean to freak anybody out. Listen, because I don't like to do that. I don't want to be an alarmist, but hey, man, have you watched The Walking Dead? Yeah, minus the zombies out of the situation, and that very well could be the same kind of thing that happens. Probably not that bad. I'm hoping it's not that bad. But listen, if it is the worst case scenario, you should be prepared. Definitely be prepared. I don't know how much food I have in my house. I know I have a lot because I always buy way too much. I have so much cans and cans and cans worth of stuff. If I couldn't leave my house, I probably would have enough food. Not that it would be great food, a lot of it's beans and SpaghettiOs and stuff, but maybe like 2 months. But after that 2 months, I'm on my own. I got to go out there like Daryl with a shoot something. And I don't even like to kill animals, so I don't even know if that would be good for me. I'd definitely be a vegetarian. Oh, are you a Bill Gates person? You think Bill Gates has something to do with everything? Dubai Economic Forum has global leaders. This is not bad at all. The news made it seem bad. This will all be over, and the fall crypto, we will have a big run. Yeah, but Keith, I don't know that that's going to happen anytime soon. Like, I hope you're right. I really do. I hope that you're right. But I think we're just in the very beginnings of everything, because we're not even officially, because you need 2 quarters of negative GDP growth to officially be in a recession. We're not even officially in a recession yet, but we all can feel it. We know, we're in the trenches. We go to the store and we see how much stuff costs. We're like, "Oh my gosh." We know what it is. It's there. This is not going to be an easy fix. Like, this is going to definitely take a long time to fix. And were there fixes that could have happened before this? Yeah, like, I think the interest rates actually should have been raised when the economy was good. That's what you're supposed to do. This way, when the economy starts to get bad, you can then lower interest rates, and that spurs on the economy. But the interest rates remain like so low for incredibly long amounts of time that there was no wiggle room, had no choice but to try to start to correct the ship. So they had to start raising the interest rates. And it's just, now I'm upset. They should have raised them a long time ago. That's exactly, Maddie. You're so right. I know. It's very, very sad. So that was oh, you know what? I was going to talk about token A. Don't make me do it, people. Don't make me do it. Token A. Everybody knows who I'm talking about. When I say token A, I would assume I don't want any problems. So I fit in crypto. LOL. I can't see your picture fit in crypto, so I'm not going to pull it up. LOL. Right, the opposite of what people freak out about usually happens. So true. Black Horse is here. Token A. Sherry knows token A. Token A. Token A. So Do you guys remember? This was like 2 months ago. A guy was in the stream, I was live streaming, and, they were talking about the V2 of Token A, and the guy in the stream, I wish I had remembered his name, but he's like, "I don't think they've made enough tokens." And I was like, "Don't be silly. Of course, they're gonna make enough tokens, they just break it down, and then they send these people their supply, and, that guy wound up maybe being right, because today because I've been watching, uh, Etherscan to see what's going on with the airdrops, because I've yet to get my airdrops of the V2. I have it in a Trust wallet, I have it in SataMask, and I also have some on Bitmart, okay? I don't have any of the V2s. Bitmart is not live yet. I don't know when that's going to happen. Don't have it in MetaMask, and I don't have it in SataMask. And the only way I know I don't have it in SataMask was that I had to take my wallet address, bring it on over to Etherscan to confirm that no, they haven't airdropped my tokens there either, because you can't get in to SataMask. So that guy said that. I'm like, "Don't be silly. No, like, I know they're bad, but they're not that bad." Oh my gosh. They've only airdropped like 30,000 people their V2 tokens. Now the holder count is over that. It's like 33,000, I think. But don't forget, people just organically purchased Saitama on their own because they didn't want to wait for oh God, I said the name. Token A, because they didn't want to wait for their tokens. They're going to count for a holder. Doesn't mean that they were airdropped. They're just a part of the holder number. So upon launch, they sent to their burned wallet 55% of the supply. And of course, they've sent the V2 drops to all of the top holders, the developers, anybody that had, like the top 500 wallets. They all got their tokens when the token launched. Hardly anybody had them. I know I didn't have them. Nobody really had them. And we still don't have them. And I looked at Etherscan the other day, and I put on Twitter, "Ooh, it's so strange because according to Etherscan, they've only airdropped 30,000 people at the time, and they only have 1.5% of the entire supply left in the deployer wallet. That's it. That's it." So I'm thinking, is there any way that like, I know a lot of their holders are not really holders. They're just dust wallets, and, that's it. But certainly there's got to be at least another 30,000 people that have to have some amount, at least $100 worth of Saitama in their wallets. Where are they going to get the tokens? I don't think there's enough tokens to airdrop the people their tokens. And what about these big exchanges that they're saying they're going to get on? Okay, let's say they get onto Binance. Not going to happen. Let's say they get onto Binance. What tokens are they going to send them for people to buy? I think it's a mess. I think it's a complete and utter mess. They were supposed to have an AMA this week. They said that they're pushing off the AMA because they're just continuing to keep their nose to the grindstone to work to complete the airdrop. I don't think it's going to happen. Either one of two things happened. They burned too much of the initial supply, number one. Number two, they made miscalculations when they dropped the first groups of people their tokens, because we know for sure that one of the hiccups with Gate.io launching the cryptocurrency was that they didn't send them enough tokens. And the only way we found that out was because you can see Gate.io appear twice, that the deployer wallet sent Gate.io tokens twice. One was pretty early on, with the first initial groups of airdrops, Gate.io got it. And then, like a couple of days ago, they sent more tokens to Gate.io, and you could see Gate.io released a thing saying, "Hey, we've gotten our tokens now. We're going to be able to start trading with token A very shortly." So that was a mess up there. Maybe they just didn't take all of these things into consideration. They burned too much of the initial supply. I think. And I think they may have made errors when they were doing airdrops to certain wallets because those bigger wallets, you type in one extra digit, that could be a massive amount of tokens that you've made a mistake with. Because now the supply is, what is it? Like 100 billion? It's not that many tokens compared to what it was, but it's a finite amount of tokens, and if you make one teeny tiny little mistake, that definitely can throw things out. So we're definitely running into problems with token A. People just don't have their tokens, and they're very, very upset about it. Man, I just don't even I don't know. I don't know what's up. I need to definitely get a new laptop, though, for sure. Man, I'm sorry, you guys. Hold on. So here we are, token A. These are day candles. I usually like to have them on 4-hour candles. Okay. So this is token A. Now, if you want to ever discover what is going on, how do I find out exactly how many people have gotten airdrops? How many people are yet to get airdrops? Are they airdropping? I'm going to show you how you can figure this out, okay? So this is Dex Tools. Now, you can get to Etherscan directly from Dex Tools. This is the Etherscan logo right here. And I mean, you can find out basic information right here. Okay. Yes, the total supply is 100 billion tokens for token A. If you want to go directly to Etherscan, you just hit that. And that is going to bring you to the token on Etherscan. Man, and again, like I have to stop sharing this screen now and go to share screen again. This is just unbelievable. And this is Etherscan. And if you scroll down, we can see that now there is 34,238 holders, which is more holders than there was this morning. So we know they're continuing to do airdrops, but let's confirm that. So to confirm that, you'd want to go down. These are the transfers, okay? But we want to go to holders. We hit holders. Now let me make sure that this is coming up. Nope, now I got to stop sharing this screen. This is unbelievable. Now go back to share screen. This is just a nightmare. And now what we want to do is go to, these are the holders of Saitama. These are the top holders. The number one holder, not really holder, it is the wallet that holds the burn tokens, the dead wallet, okay? This Saitama vault, I'm not exactly sure what that is. And I brought that up in a message on Twitter. I'm like, what is this? What is this for? Like, I asked a legit question. I was like, shut up, you fudder. You do not but FUD. So here's the deployer wallet. This is where they issue the tokens from. And you can see right here, there's only 1.2636% left in the deployer wallet. That's crazy. So we hit the deployer wallet, and this is going to bring up all of the transactions. And I know you're not seeing this, so I'll have to go back to StreamYard and stop sharing this. And I'll go to share screen again. And here we can see that they are continuing with the airdrops. So the last airdrop they did was about an hour and 12 minutes ago. And you can go from, from page to page to page to page to page. But let's just see what this person got. So no, I'm not even going to hit that. You know why? Because then I have to share the screen again. It's going to be a total nightmare. Forget about it. It's just, so at least they're continuing with it. But like they've always boasted that they had about 360,000 holders of Saitama. The wolf pack is 360,000 people strong. If in fact that's true, which we never thought it was, we thought the great majority of those people were dust holders, that they still have so much more to go. How do they only have 1.5, not even a 1.5% left in their deployer wallet? How are they gonna make that work? Like me, they owe me, just me personally, a couple 100,000. That's just me. And I'm sure they owe tons of people the same amount. So I don't know what they're gonna do. I mean, listen, are they gonna wind up doing a V3? Are they going to have to how are they gonna correct this, right? Unless there's a mint function in there, I don't even know. Oh, look who's in the house. My buddy Teddy. Teddy is in the house. Teddy Ganja. Teddy Ganja is releasing an NFT project. Teddy, why don't you type it in there and I'll throw it up on the screen so that people are going to be, oh, my camera, dang it, son of a gun. So people can check out Teddy's NFT collection, the Ganja Goons. Yes, I agree. Art, but I'm going to wait a week or so to see how all of this shakes out. What XRP going to be one? Oh, you think there's going to be a merge? Tammy finna be a Saitama whale. No. That would be crazy though, right? Like if I mean a couple 100,000 tokens is not that much. It's like not even $500, right? Do you have like an address, Teddy? Like where people can go and check you out? So I'm sure everybody knows Teddy. Teddy is the guy that came out when SataMask had released and they said they were having issues with the DDoS attack and how it was lasting this week and like this crazy amount of time. Teddy was the guy that stepped up, Teddy Ganja, and he's like, no, I work for Amazon Web Services. And if they, in fact, have this, there's no way that this can last X amount of time. You'd have to get it fixed this way. Like this is not how that goes. I don't know what's happening, but it's clearly not what they're saying. And this is how little by little we came to find out about what Steve Rocket Crypto had told Rodney, that there was problems with the person who supposedly coded for SataMask, that they were worried about not getting paid, so they left a back door in there, or they didn't finish it, or something happened, right? And that's why I think they're ditching SataMask, because when they realized that SataMask was not going to work, and no matter what they did, they couldn't fix it. This whole time, they've been working on SataMask Pro. I bet you the minute that SataMask launched, freaking Max probably looked at it and was like, yeah, I'm not going to be able to fix this, man. Look, I don't know what this dude did, but we can't fix it. They have probably been crunch time working on SataMask Pro to get it done, because they're like, well, we got to have something, man. Like we have to start grinding and getting something done. And I think that's when they started on it, which is fine. If something is messed up, I'd much rather them issue a working platform that's safe, not something that is exploitable where somebody can get on there and steal my tokens, right? Like I want to feel secure. I would have much rather them stepped up and said, listen, there's issues with the tech. We can't figure it out. We just have to start from scratch. Hang in there with us. We're gonna work on it. It's gonna be good. If they had been honest, I would have appreciated that. I would have been like, oh, hey, they're being honest. That's refreshing. I like to hear that. I don't like the constant telling stories and pushing deadlines and not being truthful. I don't like the not truthful part. That's the thing that bothers me the most. So Token A definitely has a lot to answer for, because I don't know. What do you think, Lively Void? Did you put your link in there? I want to be able to put that up on the screen. About Token A maybe not having enough tokens to finish their airdrop. In that case, I think that they would have to do a V3. right? Unless they could get people to, well, let me look at the deployer wallet here. Unless, I mean, unless they got some of the whales, if they bought directly from some of the bigger whales that hold 1% of the supply, bought it from them. And why is Old Saitama token, why do they have half of a percent? Why is there anything in Old Saitama token? It's strange, right? It's very strange. It's not cool. Oh, well, I do want to show you this. Hold on a second. Share screen. Stop share. I just want to show you. In case they try to say this didn't happen or they deny it, that here is the two transfers going to gate.io. Okay. They didn't send enough tokens the first time around. Could this be where they had to send those other tokens and maybe it messed up some of their stuff? I mean, I don't know. Like with Saitama, you just don't know because they're never truthful. And that's 131 million tokens. Not that it's that much, right? But their initial drop was for 1.5 billion. That was a lot. I don't know. Okay. Teddy says, I'm typing in the website. It's like auto filtered, I guess. Russ is one big me, I know. V4 will be the final form. I hope it doesn't go to V4 because you know what? I don't think it could survive because even some of like the big people that are maxis in token A are starting to get frustrated. They're like, what? What? Like, I didn't really think, I'm like, you're not going to get your tokens. This is going to take months. And they're like, no, it's not going to take months. I'm like, can you imagine the amount of work it's going to take to airdrop almost 500,000 people? Do you understand what a great undertaking that's going to be? This is what doesn't make sense. Why start trading when airdrop's not done to bring up price so they didn't have to give out as much tokens? Now price crashed. They have to give more tokens. Do you think more tokens? But aren't they going from just the screenshot of the V1? So people are just getting the tokens, whatever they held in the V1? Because no, listen, it doesn't matter what the price was. And, you know, I said that this was BS too. If we had our tokens from day one, as soon as they started the launch, you and I could have enjoyed the benefit of the tokenomics. We would have been able to get 1% of those reflections. I mean, every day there is a huge amount of trading volume in Saitama. $359,000 today was traded in Saitama. You should have gotten a slice of that pie. You're supposed to get 1% reflections, but you're not getting your slice of the pie. I guess Teddy just doesn't want to post his wherever his, oh, maybe it's just not up yet? Oh, yeah, he can't do it. Can't get it to go through. Noah Fex Payton. The more I hear about this token A nightmare, the more I'll try to stay away. Hey, Noah, are you a Hexican? Hexicans. We have Hexicans in the chat. Nations rising. I don't trust Russ at all. He has too many convenient answers. It won't go through. Oh, that stinks. Oh, you know why? Okay, Teddy, I'm going to tell you why it's not going through. I've blocked certain comments because so many, and this is a big issue, you guys. There's so many YouTube channels that are getting banned. And the only thing that people can kind of source it to is that certain comments came through that were from questionable websites, like, the lady websites that come through and they hit it and like a nude photo popped up or something. So I put like a block on any comments that seem sketchy. So maybe because you're typing in a website address, maybe it's, you're getting stuck in that algorithm that it's not going to let you put it up. But dang, jeez. So Teddy does have a nice, he has his project. Oh, you know what? Is it on Twitter? Hold on a second. I'm going to we'll go to Teddy's Twitter page. We're going to have to plow through all of that. Here we go. We're going to do it this way. I'm going to stop sharing on that one. Share. Teddy, do you use StreamYards too? Like, what is up? How come I can't share a screen here? Okay, so this is Teddy's NFT project. Now, when he first started to dream of this project, it wasn't just like, I'm like, oh, NFT is just a JPEG thing, but this is a well thought out NFT project. Getting into this means you can get into whitelists of the next project that's coming up. Like there could be a meet and greet. Like there's a lot that, of thought that Teddy put into this. Teddy Ganja Goons Gang. Huge giveaway, 2 GGGs NFTs. Rules to enter, must do all 5, you guys. So go follow Teddy over on Twitter to participate. You might be able to win yourself a couple of free NFTs. 1, you have to follow at Teddy Ganja and at Ganja Goons Gang. 2, subscribe to Teddy here. You have to subscribe to the Crypto Future YouTube channel. Tag 3 friends, like and retweet this tweet. Join the Discord and Telegram links in the bio, and winners are going to be posted tomorrow. Oh, did you pick your winners? Because that was yesterday. Did you pick the winners? And by the way, you guys see me wearing that T-shirt sometimes with the goon smoking the ganja. That's Teddy's T-shirt. Teddy sent me that T-shirt, and it's an honor to wear it. So follow him and follow. I don't know. Do I follow at Ganja Goons? I gotta remedy that right now. No. All right, now I'm following you, Teddy. Let me see. Copy link to profile. I hope it goes through. I tried to put it in the Twitter thing. So, wake and bake, the like button. Everybody knows I smoke a little bit of weed. It's okay. It's legal here in New Jersey. I remember the days when it wasn't legal, but now it's legal. And I have panic attacks. So I need that. I need to relax, and I don't drink alcohol. I think alcohol is way worse than marijuana. I think if they're ever going to outlaw something, it should be, not that I think they should outlaw anything. Listen, if we're truly a free nation, we need to just be a free nation. You know what I'm saying? Like we all should be able to have our rights. We should all be able to go out. If you want to exercise your amendment rights, that's up to you. I'm for that, okay? But I'm not down with you trying to tell me what goes on with my downstairs. No, no. Women should have dominion over our downstairs, okay? That's all I'm saying. California blowing that dizzy cart right now. There's people that get doped up on heroin and meth. Oh, so please light up that fatty of canny. Oh, cannabis, yeah. Nasty drunk. Maddie agrees with me. Yeah, it's very sad, the situation with, people getting hooked on drugs. Like, it's terrible. I had a Twitter discussion one night, and this guy was just very unforgiving about addiction. And I said to him, like, listen, a lot of times it's a inherited trait. inherit the addiction gene, and he just wouldn't believe it. He was very nice about it, though, and I was being very respectful. He's like, I could have chosen to do heroin one time, and I didn't do it. I'm like, but you understand, nobody just tries the first time with a needle. Like, you progressively get there. You might start with a pill, then you upgrade to snorting the pill, and then it's nobody just shoots up like their first time around, right? Like, it's so dangerous. It really is. So that's why I think it's important that, let's be real. I'd much rather my kids smoke weed. I don't have children, let me just say, smoked a bowl of weed at home with me than went out and tried a Percocet with their friend, because that is so dangerous. And do you know, this guy didn't know it. Do you know? Because people, if you are not an addict yourself, or you don't know someone who's addicted, you don't understand the chemistry behind it. To become physically addicted to a substance, you only need to take it for 2 weeks. That's it. That is it. You'll become physically addicted to a painkiller in 2 weeks' time. Now, alcohol is very different. Alcohol, you have to drink excessively for long, huge periods of time. I'm talking months and years before you finally wake up and you don't have it. You start to get the shakes. That's longer. I don't know why alcohol is different, but it is. And to get off alcohol is literally life threatening. You can't just cold turkey detox from alcohol if you are chemically dependent of it. It's very dangerous. People go into heart failure and stuff. But 2 weeks is all it takes to take a regular housewife who never did drugs in her life, goes to the dentist and gets a prescription for something, and she's taking it for 2 weeks, and now she's addicted. And now her script runs out and she's sick. And to get through that withdrawal process, to purge a drug out of your system, can take 30 days. So even though you've only taken something for 2 months, you're going to feel the effects of it leaving your system for 30 days or longer. Like, I've heard people saying, man, I've been off of whatever it was for 3 months and I still feel it. I still feel like I'm in detox, like I'm in withdrawals. That's why it's, if you cannot even get onto it, that's the best thing to do. Don't Your doctor hands you a prescription for painkillers, just be like, "Man, you got tramadol? Give me some tramadol. I'd rather take tramadol than anything else." Stay blazing, stay amazing by Shabakin. Thank me later. What's Shabakin? What's Shabakin? What's Shabakin, baby? Shabakin. Is this a head token? Shabakin. Oh my gosh, there is a Shabakin token. I can't believe it. Okay, there's one. It's on Uniswap and Pancake. Is that the same thing? Very true, Peter. Oh, Maddie's saying not even 2 weeks. We have a friend we went to college with died yesterday. No. Oh man, that's terrible. Maddie, I'm sorry. Tramadol is fantastic. I had to start taking it because ibuprofen works on my stomach too much. Yeah, and it's not narcotic, so that's the best part about it. But they said that too can also be addictive. I quit smoking with nicotine patch. Now I'm addicted to them. Oh, you're addicted to the patches? I used to watch the show called Absolutely Fabulous, and the girl, she was a big smoker, and she had the patches on, and she was still smoking. And her friend's like, "You're not supposed to smoke with those." She's like, "I'm recharging them, darling." That show was hilarious. What am I looking at here? Shabakin. Is this a stoner token? This has a this has 8,000 people? 8,000 holders? Wow. Oh, this is an old token. Is this the right one? Shabakin? It's 8,000 holders? Yep, I'm recharging them, darling. Let me see if I can find. So that is Teddy's Ganja Goons project, guys. It's wonderful. Look at the beautiful artwork here. Gorgeous. Look at that. I mean, they are really well done. They're super gorgeous. The Ganja Goon Gang is a collection of 500 unique Ganja Goon Ape NFTs. Your Ganja Goon NFT is your ticket to win special select prizes, including limited edition Ganja Goon merchandise, your very own Shivalingam straight from India, as well as a handful of other mystery prizes. In addition, there are 10 ultra rare Ganja Goons, which will include a 2-night 3-day stay at one of our favorite Las Vegas, Nevada resorts. Sweet. Mint price 0.2 ETH, which is a nothing today. Whoa. That's great, Ted. Congratulations, my friend. That's absolutely amazing. Are these the rare ones? Real life utilities, staking coming soon. Gain a whitelist spot for the next NFT collections. 500 unique Ganja Goon Ape NFT collections. 10 ultra rare ones. Let's check the. Dang. FOMO. These are. Oh, the FOMOs. How come they're a little less? How come they're 0.042? Yeah, Mark, you're not going to find that here. I'm telling everybody, don't buy any dip. Pump your brake. Pump the brakes. Looks too much like other ape NFTs, in my opinion. I don't think these look like anything else I've ever seen. These do? Oh, you meant the other ones? Eh, they're still cool, though. I think they're different. They're definitely different. I know which one you're talking about, but I know they're definitely different. But I understand what you mean. But these are super cool, and they're Teddies. I mean, come on. Teddy has a huge following with the Ganja Goons, that's for sure. That is, look at the weed in the background. I mean, come on. It's Teddy. It's my brother Teddy. They are 0.0420. That's it? Teddy, that's a great, great price. That's nothing. 0.04? What even is that, Teddy? I don't even know. Gonna be a war between the big can of buttheads and Ganja Goons. Ganja Goon's gonna win. Very true. Very true. Yep. So everybody, I started off talking about Bitcoin. And it's funny because Teddy was talking about Bitcoin in his live stream too today when I popped in there. But like I said before, I'm thinking Bitcoin can actually go way back down to 11,000 because when it starts to hit a certain point, all of those people that are completely over leveraged that bought into Bitcoin at the very, very top, their margin calls are going to come in. They're going to have to liquidate to cover what they owe, and it's just going to be a cascade. And why I think 11,000 is because I think a lot of people have buy orders set at that initial support area. So I think they're going to catch a floor with 11,000, and I'm hoping 11,000 is going to be the floor, but people, it could always go lower. You have unstable economic times like the ones that we're in right now, dude, you just don't know how low it's going to go. We just don't know how bad it's going to get. We just don't know how protracted all of this is going to be. This could go on for a couple years. Look how long it took to drag us out of the financial collapse of 2007. Like that was bad. And by 2008, we're in complete free fall. The government had to bail everybody out, all of the businesses, all of the banks, everything got a huge, huge bailout. And of course, they broke it up into two payments because, this way, half of it would be on Bush's spreadsheet and the rest of it would be on Obama's spreadsheet. Dick Cheney was crafty. You have to give it to him. He was a crafty, sly old dog, that one. Teddy says Bitcoin is all people should be considering. Nothing else matters. Still holds number one. Gotta keep DCAing down. Bitcoin hit 17 first and then boom, huge drop, right? Like people thought that it was going to hit 20, like that 20,000 was going to be a nice area of support, but poof, it just plowed right through 20. I made money on Bitcoin, so it's my baby. Awesome. Hey, Maddie, you're one of the few ones you understand. Oh, hey, are you a miner? Because if you listen to people that are miners, they're like, you actually don't make any money with mining Bitcoin now because of the hardware that you need to mine with is so crazy expensive, and all of the power that it chews up, it winds up not being worth it. Jesse Greenleaf, welcome to the channel. Hi, Tammy, love the channel and your take on projects. Turn to you once a tunnel oneself. Still feeling that burn. I'm so sorry, Jesse. There's a lot of people that are definitely feeling the burn along with you. And people that were longtime holders, dedicated to Russ, dedicated to the Wolf Pack, really believed in the project, and they've just been burned time after time. I think the final straw here is the fact that people still didn't get their airdrops. And Jesse, people don't know if they're going to get their airdrops because we don't know if they actually have enough tokens to complete all of the airdrops. There's a pretty good chance that they made a mistake, number one, with the burn wallet, which I don't know. I can't remember what was initially in their burn wallet in the V1, but there is a chance that they're conducting a lot of transactions. They've transacted over 30,000 airdrops. If you make one mistake, one keystroke in any of those exchanges, those transfers, the airdrops, you could throw off the whole thing. Like one extra digit, because now you're talking about a supply that's only 100 billion. If you give somebody an extra million tokens, that's a lot. That could be huge. And if they did it more than once, like we're just assuming they may have just made one mistake. They could have made 100. Like we don't know, right? You never know what this group of developers. The one thing we do know about the development team, they wouldn't know the truth if it came up and slapped them, or if they do know the truth, there's no way they're going to tell you, the investor, the truth. They knew SataMask was broken. We've known that for months and months and months now, but they still kept trying to cover it up. Jesse, I think they were working on SataMask Pro once they realized that SataMask was not going to work. And like I said, I wouldn't have cared. I would much rather them have said, there's some fault in the technology. We got to fix it. It's going to take a couple extra months, but you know what? We want you, the holder, to be secure. We're going to fix it. What is up, 2112 Crypto? Thank you so much for popping by my channel. I only mine XYO with the app LOL. Choose up my battery. XYO with an app. Wow, okay. And it's funny because I had people from Tron reaching out to me. They wanted me to do a video on mining for Tron. I think it was a scam, right? I was like, no way would Tron be reaching out to me. Little old me, Tron is going to reach out to me to do a video for them. I don't think so. So I said to them, well, if you really want me to do this huge video about how to mine for Tron, I don't have that kind of computer. Like I'm going to have to go out and get a computer and show people how to set it up, and I'll film the whole thing. It'll be real nice doing the software. And like, I'm going to need like at least 25,000. And they're like, done. Send us your wallet. And I was like, something's wrong. I was like, no, no, there's no way it was Tron. There was something off. Like there was not even a negotiation. Every other person that comes to me and is like, hey, I want you to make a video, there's always a negotiation. I was like, you want to come on for an AMA, $400? There's always like, well, the market's kind of rough. How about 250? There's always that back and forth negotiation because they were like done. I was like, no, it's not them. Somebody looking to, ooh, Teddy said, Tron mining is a scam. Look at that, Teddy. Teddy, did they reach out to you too, Teddy? I bet they did. BTFA NFT reveal in less than an hour. Sweet. It's the final countdown. Well, guys, the reveal is going to be in an hour. My camera just went out, so I think that's Jesus's way of telling me it's time to cut it short, right? And Teddy, I got your microphone. Did you see? Hold on. I'd been telling Teddy to get this microphone forever, and I had a good microphone. It was the Rode Pod mic, which is basically this kind of microphone, but it was only $100. But there was an issue with it, and now I still hear the issue. It's not the microphone, it's my audio interface. I have to get a new one. This one was like $200. I didn't pay for it though. They sent it to me to review because I have a technology channel on top of this channel, and I actually have way more subscribers over there. It's called Tammy Sipnewski, and it's all about editing videos and everything. So if you want to learn how to edit videos on an iPad or an iPhone with a great app called LumaFusion, very easy to use. You could put titles in, do transitions, like color grading, and it's amazing what you can do with this app. I think it's a one-time fee. It's $25. You buy it and you have it for life. It's not something that it's a recurring payment every year. It's a one-time thing, one and done. It's just as good, if not better, than Adobe. So if you have Adobe for anything, if you're making it, your videos or thumbnails, consider getting LumaFusion. It's a bargain. It's awesome. I know Awesome Austin's wife, NFT fan, she uses LumaFusion to edit her videos as well. So, yep. And that's my other tech channel. What's up, AJ? Sorry, I appreciate you dropping on by, but I'm just about to peace out of here because, like looking at Teddy's NFT package over here, his project, I'm definitely wanting to hit that and hit my pipe, my little blazer. Man, when you get a certain age, you just start losing things. My vape. Oh my gosh, how could I not have remembered the word vape? Well, you guys, that is going to do it here for me today. When you get a chance, please check out those Ganja Goons NFT project. Go follow Teddy on Twitter at Teddy Ganja. I dropped the link for the Ganja Goons project in there. Go in there, try to win yourself a couple of free NFTs. And until next time, remember, please take, and happy Juneteenth. I just learned that today. Look, I consider myself a woke ass person, and I didn't know the post office was going to be closed tomorrow for Juneteenth. So let's rock Juneteenth and have yourself a wonderful day. And I will catch you tomorrow. God bless.